Hey, Pete,
Hey, man.
I'm sitting in your chair.
Come on, man. Get out my chair, man.
I'm Adam Maness,
And I'm Peter
and
Martin.
you're listening to the You'll Hear podcast.
Daily jazz advice coming to you from both coasts.
Yeah, man,
Well,
where you
not
at?
really, but
Where you at?
I'm in D.C., our nation's capital, Washington, D.C.,
Our
at the Kennedy
nation's-
Center, our nation's performing arts center.
Man, you missed it. The last 2 days we had your buddy Jeff Clapp in here. Did a great job on the podcast.
Was he sitting in my chair?
He was sitting in your chair.
Come on, man. Come
Yeah.
on. You're supposed to protect that.
was
That's
like-
the golden throne.
It's like Big Pete. And then he played a demo on the table with brushes that was so swinging that my
Oh, come
microphone
on, man.
broke.
He knows how to do it. He knows how to do it.
He basically tore down the pod cave with the groove. It was great.
One question. Did he mention anything about some one-on-one basketball games that we had in New York City about 12 years ago? Did that come up?
He did not.
Okay, good. Because he likes to lie about that. I beat him down.
Woo.
And, Jeff's about 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he's like
I'm-
6'3",
I'm
yeah,
about 5'11",
And you took it
5'6",
to him?
something like that. I took it to him, man.
Oh my gosh.
Took it to him. Yeah.
Well, we're trying out. This is the first time we've done remote in a while with the
It
two of
is.
us.
Yeah.
I like this.
But we've done it with much success before, so I'm not worried, man. We got Andrew on the case. We did fail a health check, I noticed, with our system here. Is that cool though?
That's
We're good?
fine.
Okay,
It's working now. We got it. I mean,
Okay,
my
good.
microphone's broken. We failed the health check. What else could go wrong, right? All right, so let's get to it. So we have a couple of questions. We have a speak pipe and we have an email, and they're about kind of similar things. So I thought we
Okay.
can kind of tackle them in the same episode. So first, I'll read the email. This is from Connor in Australia. Big difference. Hi,
Dude,
Peter and Adam. I am a first-year student studying upright bass in Australia. I'm currently undergoing treatment for a wrist and thumb injury, and my bass is currently being serviced. Thus, right now, I can't play my instrument. My question to you guys is, what the hell do you practice when I can't play? What the hell do I practice when I can't play? I constantly get in a rut when I can't play my instrument and begin to overthink things because I feel my theoretical knowledge is passing the practical applications of this knowledge. Loving your podcast, guys, and thank you in advance for the advice. 7 stars. Nice.
Well, look, yeah, thanks for the question. But we Adam, you and I are so in sync, even when we're 1,000 miles apart. We're going to answer this. Number one,
Listen.
there you go.
Yeah.
Bam. That becomes even more important when we don't have our instruments. But let's what do we call it? Make lemonade out of lemons.
That's right.
Let's not lead. First thing I think is get your mindset changed. We're not going to be like, oh, I can't. Yeah, you can't play your instrument due to physical limitation, but let's take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not worry about what we can't do. What can we do?
Yes.
Let's go into some deep listening. That's not going to kill him, is it? Doctor's
No.
going to let him do that.
You know what, man? And in fact, thinking about this, I go through, even when I'm not, I mean, I'm luckily, knock on wood, haven't had that many injuries at all in my career. And, but I still go through cycles where I spend a lot of time at the instrument and then I spend a lot of time ingesting music and art and things that I want to come out of the instrument. So there's like, I have what I consider to be like an output period and an input period. And I need that balance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would say for Connor, for you, this is definitely, I mean, it's a forced input period, but it's a time that you can like discover new music, really spend your time listening to as much as you can. And the deep listening thing, man, it never, ever, ever hurts.
Absolutely. Deep listening. Now, next, I'm thinking about actually something we were just talking about the workshops here at Kennedy Center today, and that is composing. And you might think, well, he's a bass player, so I don't know if he's composing at the piano or whatever, but compose away from everything. This is such a great exercise, and it's such a great way into really developing your ears further, your compositional skills, but you can be composing every day, and it gets you away from composing bass stuff or piano stuff. It's always fun to play the things that are comfortable, and we think, oh, check out what I'm hearing. How much are you really hearing it, or are you playing what you is kind of your go-to thing on the instrument? So we can really develop, and that can be painful though, because if you haven't done this much, it can be hard. Like I did some of my first big band arrangements I ever did were with big staff paper. We've talked about this before, away from the piano. And I'm so glad I did that. I mean, I just kind of had to go to a different place, but it forced me to start to hear stuff that was not piano-y, as we say. So
Yeah.
that's something that I think could be check with your doctor, but I don't think he's going to have a problem with that.
Man, you know what else I would suggest is, we talk about the importance of having like a strong sense of rhythm and groove.
Yeah.
You can always set your metronome up and use your hand on your lap or on a table or whatever and like work on your time, man. Exactly. I had to write.
You can feel me? You feeling me? You feeling me?
Feeling you. I had to write so many paragraphs in middle school as punishment for banging on my desk because I was like so addicted to trying to get time going. And I think this is like a crucial thing that a lot of musicians I know are able to make music anywhere out of anything that makes any kind of thud. And so
I would. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's like this is you can actually create a practice routine out of banging on a table with a metronome. Practicing 3/4 rhythms, practicing your time against the metronome, practicing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I would direct everyone. We're going to link below, Andrew, to Greg Hutchinson's wonderful bossa nova practice session for drummers.
Oh my
but it
God,
could be for anybody from a restaurant when we were having lunch.
You were at Cafe Osage.
Cafe Osage. And so, yeah, that'll kind of give you some ideas, but absolutely. And just focusing. I mean, I think this is a great time. You have to you're focusing away from your instruments. So let's do some composition. Let's focus on just rhythm, these kind of singular areas that whether you feel that they're, we all have areas that we know we're kind of lagging in, but even if it's something that's like, no, I got good rhythm. Hey, you can always use some solidifying, some isolated practice.
Yep. And one more thing to piggyback on the listen thing too is now also, Connor, is a prime opportunity to work on your ear training. You don't need to be able to play the piano with two hands to be able to work on your ear training, and there's always room to improve our ears. So that goes with just listening to music and absorbing new art and trying to sharpen your toolkit as an artist. Man, work on your ears, work on hearing intervals, work on hearing chord qualities, work on hearing rhythms, working on all that stuff makes a huge difference. Sing, Connor.
I was going to say sing. We can, because I was trying to think, I'm like, what instrument? This might be a time to pick up another instrument or something, but if you're physical limitations, we can always sing. And that's the instrument, the original instrument, the one that we all have that is best suited for ear training. So we've talked about in other episodes. We won't go through the whole thing, but you can check those out where we talk about singing the parts of a Bach chorale, Methodist hymnal, Lutheran hymnal, or whatever, working on your interval training within actual music. You can sing, learn a solo, learn a vocal solo. How we're here this week actually celebrating Betty Carter, the amazing vocalist that I was so pleasure to learn from her when I was young and played in her band. But we're teaching a bunch of Jazz Ahead program, it's called, at Kennedy Center, intensive 2-week study. And so Betty Carter's really on my mind. But we were talking today about, like, if you're a piano player, how about learning a vocal solo? At the piano, I was thinking, but how about learning a vocal solo with your voice? That could be some wonderful ear training. Can open you up to a whole different next level 2.0 phrasing that you'll come back when you're fresh, coming back to the bass. Connor's a bassist, right? If I recall the question correctly.
You are correct, right? My friend.
Oh, my brother. Yeah. So, absolutely. So look at the voice as an instrument and don't worry about how you sound, look at it as an ear training opportunity.
Cool. Well, thank you, Connor. That's a great question, man. And I mean, we've touched on that before a little bit, but I think it's great to talk about things to do away from the instrument. And by the way, if you listen to this and you're into this idea, don't think you have to wait till you're injured like Connor to do, or you lose your instrument or whatever. Like these are things that you can do easily and really find improvements in.
Wait, hold up. I got to check with the jazz police on that. Hold up. Is that... Okay, they said yeah. They said cool. I just had to make sure. The jazz police are up here. Yeah, and also we should just note, I might have occasionally called Adam Maness doctor, but he is not a doctor, neither am I. So this is not medical advice. And do not injure yourself just to take advantage of these suggestions, as Adam said.
I mean, obviously, dude. I think that goes without saying.
No self, inflicted pain or anything. You can do these things at any time. But like
kind of a sick mind would think to injure themselves.
Whatever you say, Dr. Maness. I mean, Adam Maness. But I mean the thing of like, this is definitely like when we started out saying make lemonade out of lemons. I just like saying that.
Beyonce.
I'm a Modern Family friend. Yeah. Ooh, I like that track. I like Beyonce. Not gonna lie. So, but the idea is that we can take parts of this. We should already be having parts of this, but like, let's take this opportunity to really focus on these very interesting and important ear training, rhythm, whatever the other ones we said, focusing in an intensive way. And it's like, wow. So then maybe as you're able to come back to your instrument, first of all, you're going to come back slow. You don't want to push it, but you're feeling like you're still progressing. So there's no need to push it and re-injure and all that. You're going to take your time, get back in there and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. What he said, Connor.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bam.
Thank you,
Another
Pete.
episode nailed. Oh, wait, what's our ultimate tip? Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Are we still sponsored by somebody?
We're sponsored by Open Studio, my man.
Oh, hello. You can't see because you don't have the video, but the people can see it. I got my Open Studios t-shirt. We're getting a lot of love for the You'll Hear It podcast here in DC. I haven't even told you that, so thanks all you guys for that.
Nice.
And the ultimate tip is, I don't know, what do we want to do?
Don't get injured.
Don't get injured. Right. Injury prevention. Till tomorrow.
You'll hear it.